All right, Marcel, not a bad time for your first career interception. Just kind of walk us through the end of that play there that gave the Broncos the win.
Yes, sir. First, I just want to give glory to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, and just be thankful and be grateful for the opportunity to be able to play. Um, Walking through the play, I mean, we talk about matching hands in practice, and just when the play come your way to make it. And tonight the play came the play came my way, just to shut the game out, and that's what we did.
Central Michigan, the second best rushing team in the MAC. You hold them to just 35 or 55 yards on 35 carries. What was the game plan to stop their rushing attack?
Really, just physicality. It was we take pride as D line, just get off the ball and be able to make plays when they come our way, and not being beat off solo blocks, and that's what we did. We played good defense as a team, and that's what happened.
Marcel, kind of building off that with the run defensive, you guys are a team that really often gets a lot of sacks, pressures, tackles, and tackles for loss, and kind of by their game plan a little bit, it's like not a ton of those opportunities, but you got the sack fumble and like the run defense shows up. Was that do you guys kind of feel like, hey, we're affecting the game in a different way where maybe we're not getting these huge splash plays, but like they're not going forward when they're running the ball?
Yes, sir. I mean, you got to stop the run to be able to rush the passer. So um, we stopped the run first, and then we got the opportunity to rush the passer and get after that. So
And then is it hard to play a game like where you're down? I mean, it was one score basically the whole time, where you're just kind of behind, and it's just kind of you're behind a score, or you kind of sitting there going, as long as we keep this one score and we keep giving the ball back to the offense, eventually they will tie it, they will take the lead, and we'll win.
yeah, I mean it is, but at the same time, it's really not because we spend a lot of time together, even like in the facility and outside of the facility. So I got a lot of faith in the person that's next to me, the guy that's on the bench that's cheering, just everybody in that locker room. So I trust my guys to make the plays. Taliki made that big play at the end. That was huge. And, you got a little bit of doubt that comes in, but, like, at the same time, like, the faith in your teammates has to overpower that, and that's what it's got to be.
And what was that? Just what was the atmosphere like out there? Under the lights, rivalry. The game was back on a Saturday. I mean, what was that feeling like for you guys?
That was fire. I love that. I love when we come in and we just completely pack out Waldo, and the fans are into it, the guys are into it, everybody's into it. I think that it gives us that extra oomph just to go a little harder. That's a lot of fun. Be able to play at home and do that.
Marcel, I saw your quarterback take several big shots early, big time hits. What does that do when you've got a leader on your team, a quarterback that's willing to put his body on the line as far as rushing the ball?
Buckley, he gonna do his thing. He's a great leader, especially on the field. Being able to take those hits and just take it on the chin and do it again, because, like I said, like we spend a lot of time together, inside the facility and outside the facility, and he's just one of those guys that's like, whatever it's gonna take, that's what it's gonna take. So.
And then, is there a reason why I see this trophy case is already in here right now? I mean, did you guys want to set the tone just by putting that in here and manifesting, or what was the reason, I guess, behind that?
Yeah, I mean, they bring it in here just to motivate us, but our group of guys, like we already get motivated off of, like, the game itself. Obviously, like it's empty, but we just went and got it back. But we got our own motivation besides that, between the guys, just talking about it and knowing that, like, it's a big game, it's a rivalry game, and doing what we gotta do.
Just to build off of that, I saw your coach kind of in tears after the game. Why did this one mean so much to you guys?
You talking about Coach LT?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know he was in tears. I would just say that we put a lot of work in, from the scout guys, from the GAs, and upward. We put a lot of time in, and so being able to put all that hard work in and have it pay off, that's huge. That's how it should be treated every game.
All right. Thanks, Marcel.
After the game, you guys were celebrating. What was that moment like for you, getting to touch the trophy, hold the trophy for a little bit, and then kind of leading the fight song, walking up those stairs?
I mean, that was huge, especially because it was my first time being captain here. I just want to do my job as a captain and lead from the front. You know, you treat football like war. I wanted to be the first one in there, like send me first, and kind of have that mentality. And so that was huge. You know, shout out to all the guys.
What was it like for you? When they told you to get up those stairs, they kept yelling your name. What did it mean for you to know that your whole team wanted you to get up there and kind of lead the fight song?
It's a lot of love. It's a lot of love. You know, just to be out there and do all that. You know, I appreciate the guys. Shout out to them. Appreciate you.
Thanks, Marcel.
Yes, sir.
Well, Jarvarius, how does it feel to be on the other side of this one?
Man, dog, I never thought I'd be here, but it's truly a blessing. I spent 2 years with those guys, so it's a lot of tough love, but it was truly a blessing to be out there, and I'm happy we got the job done.
I mean, you knew a lot of guys that you were lining up against. Just how do you kind of, block out that and go do your job?
Right, well, the message going into the week was that even though it's a bit rivalry game, it's about us at the end of the day. So, you come out on fire knowing that it's a rivalry and knowing that it's guys on the other end that I've been knowing for a long time. But at the end of the day, you kind of got to sink back in and just know that it's about us and we got to get the job done.
Similar one that got asked from Marcel of just this game came back to a Saturday. It was like almost 30,000 people here. Like just the environment seemed like it was about as good as it could get. How did that feel from the field level and in the game?
It was amazing, man. I mean, just coming out the gate, just looking around, I really didn't see too many open seats, so I knew that it was going to be a big one, just the atmosphere. I don't think I ever probably been in an atmosphere like that. So for this to be in a rivalry game on national TV for the whole world to see, I think it's huge for the program.
And then what was your view on Marcel's interception? I was like, what did you see it as all?
I seen it, yes, sir.
And then what was obviously your reaction in that moment?
It was huge, man. I mean, we was going on the field and we was just preaching that somebody was going to make a play. So each drive I was going around, I was telling my teammates that you're going to be the one to end the game. And Marcel probably was about the last one that I told that too. So I believe in manifestation, and that was a huge thing. I told him that he was going to make a play to end the game, and he did. So I thank God for that.
Central, obviously a running team, ran the ball 35 times today. How do you stay locked in on the back end, make things really difficult even at the end of the game, not being targeted a ton?
Well, you really just got to stay focused because, yes, they was running the ball, a lot of duo, a lot of driving, stuff like that. But at the end of the day, just being a corner, just being on that island, you got to be ready for it. So at times they did take shots, and, we played it good sometimes, and it's some stuff that we got to clean up on. But really just got to be locked in on that island and know that it can come at any time. So it's best to stay ready so you don't got to get ready.
This defensive line has been fantastic this year. What's it like for you playing on the back end behind these guys?
It's amazing, man. It's a blessing. I mean, they make my job easy. 11, 20, Marcel, and that's just some of the guys, the whole unit. Like, they get back there. We got, over 28-plus sacks. So, yeah, it's definitely just fun just being back there, just seeing those guys hunt. And then when the ball come in the air, normally it's from pressure due to the D-line getting back there. So it's truly a blessing to have those guys on my side.
Jalen, tough way to end that first half with the fumble on the goal line, by Brock. And you guys come out, Central gets the ball, the defense does its job. How satisfying was that, touchdown drive that you guys, and you capping it off there?
Really satisfying. I would just say that's just a testament to the work we do in practice and everything we talk about every day. It's not over till there's 2 zeros on the or however many zeros on the clock. So, just keep fighting till them zeros are on the clock.
Your big key to that final scoring drive. I think at one point Brock was kind of behind you, pushing you and trying to block for you as your end of the sideline. What was the team's kind of feel there going into that drive, knowing that a score here could change and win the game?
I think our feeling on that drive was just the same as it was every drive this game. Go out there, do what we did in practice. That's what we practice for. So the game's not as big. Don't make the game bigger than it is. So just go out there and do our job, and that's what we did.
It seemed like their defense was really doing a good job against Brock, especially early on in the first half, kind of keeping him in the pocket and really making him either throw it or get it, sort of roll out and throw it. What kind of maybe changed, or was it just him maybe taking a few more plays where he just, I'm going to pull it and I'm going to run it, or kind of how did he get going as the game went on from your perspective?
You would ultimately have to ask Brock, but I would just say that, that kid, he's determined. No matter what, he's gonna do whatever it takes to win. I think we've seen that this whole season. The kid's really special. This offense and this team wouldn't be where we are without him, and that's clear to see. So what changed? I would just say nothing really changed, honestly. He just got in that mode, and Brock's doing Brock things like always.
And then getting this game back on a Saturday, I know you haven't experienced it yourself, obviously, but just that environment and that crowd, and you get to like have this on a Saturday and not a Tuesday or a Wednesday, just that feel and what it was like out there.
That was electric. That might have been one of the most electric games I've ever been a part of. And it's all credit to this university and this team and the coaches and the media staff, everyone like you and everyone promoting it, going around campus, taking time out of their day to promote us as a football team, even though we personally don't know these people that are promoting us. And then I want to thank everyone, Bronco Nation, the fans, everyone that promoted us, but the fans especially, because it's their job to hear that and come out and support us. And we were all very appreciative, not just me, the whole team was. That just gives us more juice to finish games like that and start drives and keep going like that. So we really appreciate everyone that marketed us this game. Hope to keep it on Saturdays. And thank you, Bronco Nation. Yeah, that's really it.
Jalen, you guys had that fourth down, obviously, when you scored. Obviously, take the timeout there. Was that a play you guys felt good about? I know you weren't involved. You didn't catch the touchdown pass. Was that something you guys felt good about, out of the timeout? And was that something you guys had in your pocket?
I mean, we've got a lot of stuff in our pocket. It just, at the end of the game, it came down to execution. We've done it in practice a million times. We talk about it in practice like that. That's what the game's going to come down to. You don't know what play it's going to be, but it's going to be one of these plays that we're practicing. So practice every rep like it's a part of the game. So I wouldn't say we were hiding it or that's the play. I mean, everyone out there executed their job, and that's what happens.
And then your defense comes again through in the clutch. Just how much confidence did you have, knowing that they could seal the deal there late?
I have the utmost confidence in Coach O'Leary's scheme, and then especially the players he has out there. I mean, the coaches can only do so much, but it's up to us players to go out there and execute our jobs. And Coach O'Leary and Coach Bell do a great job of preparing us. Coach Taylor does a great job of preparing us. But at the end of the day, it's our job to go out there and execute, and I think we executed very well, and that's what you see. Yeah.
You guys were able to run the ball 44 times today for 4 yards a carry, kind of running back by committee, including Brock. Can you talk a little bit about the impact of the offensive line today and how much success they had up front?
Yeah, I wanted one of my offensive linemen to come do this interview because, I mean, it's only through them that me, Brock, the receivers, everyone on this team really can get that mojo going. I feel like without them, and they know this, like without them, I'm nothing. Running the ball is nothing. So I tell them every time, like, I really appreciate you guys because I'm not who I am. I'm not in front of you guys talking to you guys about what I did out there without them. So they should really be the ones getting the light shine on them. They kind of do the hard job that no one really talks about. So I just get this opportunity to talk to you guys and talk about them and how good they really are, and you should start looking at them. Yeah.
All right, thanks, Jalen.
Thank you, guys.
All right, we'll start with an opening statement from Coach Taylor and then take questions.
Really proud of our football team tonight. We keep talking about grit, and that is a gritty group of young men in that locker room. I thought the way that they battled for 60 minutes, played their tails off, continued to believe in each other, and I'm so proud and thankful for that group of men in the locker room, our coaches, our staff, everybody who contributed to this. It's a great win, and the victory cannon is back home where it belongs in Kalamazoo, and I want to thank our crowd. We had 29+ thousand tonight, the largest crowd since 2015, and our fans are the best in the MAC, and you saw that the last 10 minutes of the game when they made an impact. It took all of us in that stadium to win that football game, and you can be proud as a Bronco tonight, so go Broncos.
Coach, I want to ask you about the go-ahead touchdown on that fourth down play. Obviously, you called the timeout before. Was that just to kind of see their personnel, what they might go, and then make any adjustments, or was there? You were going to go for that fourth down, but what did you kind of talk about in that timeout, and then confidence of that look and executing it when you get it?
It was a little bit of both. You want to see what personnel they're in, try to see what formation, how they're going to align to your formation. We wanted to make sure that we were in the right calls, to make sure that we took enough time, talked it through, made sure that we had the exact call that we wanted, the one that Brock really likes. We had worked that play all week in practice. I thought it looked excellent. Brock had executed it well. Our receivers had executed it well. I remember, on Thursday's practice and Friday's practice thinking, that play looks really good, not knowing that we would need it to win the game. But that's why you practice. I thought Walt and our offensive staff did a great job coming to the right play or deciding on the right play. We were torn between a couple of different plays, but, Brock said that he liked that one. And I thought he went out and executed it well. Talik made a great catch there in the back of the end zone. Really big play. But also the protection was great. I mean, when you looked at Lolo on the edge protecting and our offensive line, I thought that they did a great job. And that's what grit looks like. I mean, when you define grit, it's, being able to overcome all adversity and all odds and whatever it takes to win the game and get the job done. That's what grit is.
And then defensively, I think it was 35 carries for 55 net yards you allowed. Just a kind of different sort of performance from the defensive line that we're so used to seeing sack quarterbacks, but just they went out and really made that run game a non-starter for most of the game of just that effort and what you saw from that.
Well, I want to tip my hat to Central Michigan, Coach Trinkle. I think he's done an excellent job in his first season. One, they're a really good football team. They are tough. They are physical. They are disciplined. They're well coached. He's done an excellent job. And you want to talk about, overcoming adversity, all that he had going on in his life today. Congratulations to he and his wife on their newborn first baby. And, I want to tip my hat to that team. He's a class act. I've gotten to know him. I know we're not supposed to like those guys. But, I tell you, he is a class act. I appreciate the way that he coaches his team, and, he does things the right way. But anytime you can hold a team, they were averaging in their MAC games over 250 yards rushing. We held them to 55 yards rushing. We said when we came in this game, we had to win at the line of scrimmage on both sides. We had to own the trenches, and we had to be more physical. We were that tonight, and I think that's why we won the game.
I mean, Lance, what else can you say about Brock's performance tonight and just the poise down the stretch and obviously the last play?
That's a great question. I'm running out of adjectives and superlatives to say for Brock. I mean, he's a warrior and he's a winner. I mean, the guy just he makes plays out of nothing. He continues to lead our offense, and when the moment is the biggest, he is so calm, cool, and collected. He makes the biggest plays when the game is on the line, and he never flinches. That's what I love about him. I mean, when I talk to him, he gives me such confidence on the sideline because just seeing that look in his eye and his calmness and confidence, and the other guys feed off of it. You can see the way that our players around him respond. No moment is too big for him. He doesn't get too high or low emotionally. I need to take a page out of his book at times. But I have been better, I think, this year. I don't know. But he does an excellent job just really steadying the ship, and the guys around him play. I think that drive, when you look at that whole drive, what he did, we snapped the ball on the ground and he picks it up and he runs for 10 yards. That should have been a busted play. We should have been at 2nd and 12. He turns it into a first down. Then he gets us down there to the goal line. How many hits did he take just continuing to be a great teammate and a warrior and a leader? He does not shy away from contact. He does not shy away from hard moments. He does not shy away from hard things. And I think our players feed off of that and what he does.
And then you mentioned the crowd size, the 29,000 plus, the atmosphere, night game, back on a Saturday. What kind of message do you think this game maybe sends to the MAC that these kind of rivalries should probably be on Saturdays?
Well, I just want to thank our AD, Dan Bartolome. He was one who really fought for this and had the vision to try to fight for getting this game back on a Saturday, a rivalry game. And the commissioner was here. I talked to him for a while before the game, and anybody who watched this game, this was a great football game. I don't care what side you were cheering for. Obviously, if you're a Bronco fan, you're a little bit more happy the way that it turned out. We're all a little bit more happy the way that it turned out if you're wearing Broncos and brown and gold, but that was a great football game. It was fun to watch. It was what rivalry games should be on a Saturday night in Waldo Stadium to play those games. I hope it sends a strong message because that was really fun to have 29,000+. That's a reward for our kid. Like when you want to talk about our young men, I love Maction and it's awesome and it is great for building the brand of Mac and Maction and to play on ESPN and the only nights on during the middle of the week. But when you talk about for our kids to be there and win the Cannon Trophy with 20 29,000+ fans and family there. That's a big deal, and it made a big difference in when the game mattered the most in the fourth quarter. So I'm a fan. I'm a proponent of it. As much as we can play these rivalry games and these big time games, the tradition and history to play 96+ games against Central Michigan, that needs to be for our fans and for our alumni to be able to be here.
Coach, I wanted to ask the emotion when you came in. It looks like you just got done. Tell me what it was like talking to the guys in the locker room.
I get more joy out of seeing the joy on their face, man. What they have sacrificed. I mean, you just getting to know this group of young men. I've said this since training camp, Annie. I mean, this is a special group of young men, and there's a special bond, and I felt that there was something special going on from early on. You just couldn't put your finger on it other than, they loved each other. They loved the brotherhood was strong, but to see the joy on their face and to run and go grab the Cannon Trophy and bring it back and to be celebrating in the locker room, man, you can't put a price tag on that. I mean, you really can't. As a coach, as a dad, as a parent, I mean, to see those that you love and you care for, work so hard and sacrifice so much, and to be able to achieve what they were working for and succeed, that's a proud moment, and one I don't forget. That's the moment I live for. I love having the trophy back, but I love seeing the joy on their face and how much it meant to our players and coaches and fans.
Kind of to build off of that, Coach. I mean, I was in the chaos on the field after the game, and I saw your emotion. Why did this one mean so much to you?
I think they all mean a lot to me. I know that that's a coach speak answer. I think listen, as much as you talk during the week, I mean, let me give you the real answer. I mean, as much as you talk during the week that this is one game and you want to go 1-0 and this is just another game and you got to focus on your job, we all know how much this one means. We all know the importance of a rivalry game. I've played in so many of these and coached in so many of these big moments that they're special. When you win these type of games against a really good football team. I mean, I think the thing that made this one so special, to go back to the question earlier, was both us and Central are playing meaningful football in November with a chance to really control our own destiny with the second half of the season on Saturday in front of, our home fans. I mean, that one, it just meant a little bit more. And, again, I saw the joy on our kids' faces and how much it meant to them, but we all knew how much it meant going into this game. You try to downplay it, but you know at the end of the day, there's hardware on the line, there's bragging rights on the line, and when there's tangible evidence, I've missed that Cannon Trophy for 364 days.
And then your defense comes through again for you to seal the deal. Your players talked about how, they felt like they were going to be the ones to make the play. For Marcel to come up big like that and to seal the deal like that, just how special was that moment to see as a coach?
Really special. I think I saw what I saw in the Toledo game, and after. I think we got a little bit outside of ourselves last week in Miami. I think when we got the lead, we weren't us in that Miami loss, and I think that was a great lesson for our guys. That whether you're up, whether you're down, the scoreboard doesn't matter. Just play one play at a time and keep believing. And we learned that lesson. And I think that allowed us to win the game tonight. And that's why I'm proud of our players and coaches, because that was a tough loss last week to a really good Miami team. But you're coming in against a really physical, good Central Michigan team, and we had to bounce back. We had to reset and refocus, and that's so hard to do. I'm proud of, the way that they showed up this week, just the intentional focus and the way that they practice, you could tell it was different, and they took the lesson. And losing is so hard. I mean, because you want to find the reasons, but you also want to make excuses. And our guys didn't hide behind excuses. They looked themselves right in the mirror and said, "This is what we didn't do. This is what we have to do better." And I think you saw that in the second half. You saw that in the fourth quarter when we needed to stop the most. They went out and got it, and it was really complimentary football. I mean, I say that all the time, but it took offense, defense, and special teams to win that game. And those moments are so gratifying when you work so hard, you talk about those moments, and those guys go out and perform and achieve the victory.
You talked about how physical this game was. The defense obviously had a lot of success in the physicality department, but the offense was able to run the ball 44 times for 177 yards, 4 yards a carry. Really kind of avoided negative plays, especially down the stretch. Can you speak a little bit about the offense's ability to run the football today?
Really proud of our offense moving the football efficiently. You talked about it, 177 yards rushing, 4+ yards per carry. Brock Lowry had 114 yards rushing, 1 touchdown. Jalen Buckley had 69 yards rushing, or 68 net, and 1 touchdown. He averaged almost 5 yards per carry. And just, outside of the negative plays, we still had too many sacks. I think we gave up 3 sacks, and we had a couple of, penalties that backed us up. But when we were able to stay ahead of the chains, we were really efficient and effective on offense tonight. And I think you saw that. Really, no discredit to Central Michigan. We stopped ourselves more than anything with the negative plays. They did that with the sacks by causing some of those, negative plays. But we did that to ourselves. Other than that, we were able to be really efficient and move the ball down the field.
And then you mentioned the Miami loss, but obviously this team's still very, very much in the thick of it in MAC play. Can you talk about how much it means to not just beat Central Michigan, but also beat the team, one of the teams you're tied with at second place in the MAC?
Well, again, I think, just playing meaningful football in November is our AD talked to our team this week, and, he just talked about playing meaningful football in November is a big deal. And, Central was in the same spot. We were both, tied for second in the MAC with 1 loss. And, you can throw records out when you play rivalry games. It really is the team that prepares the best during the week and then shows up and executes the best. And we executed the best down the stretch. For that, I'm proud, and we're going to enjoy this one for 24 hours. We've got a little mini action bye here before we face Ohio coming back to Waldo. Our guys will know how big that one is. That's a really good football team. They're well coached. They're defending MAC champs, so that'll be another big one here at home, and we'll be prepared to bring our best against those guys.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Thank you, guys. Go Broncos.